So we are in really brilliant hands today with Paul. He has worked in Michelin star restaurants, so we are in for a real treat with him in his home kitchen today. So without further ado, enjoy the session. It's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes, and then we can ask any questions at the end, or if you want to use the chat function, please do use that throughout the call today if you're not sure of any of the steps. And I'll just work with Paul in terms of answering those. So enjoy, and Paul, I'm handing over to you now.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. Welcome to my home. Fantastic to have you all along today. Yeah, just a quick introduction myself. I've worked everything from large hotels to small restaurants. Absolutely love cooking, always have done. Love cooking at home. Done a little bit more cooking at home more recently. I think my kids have said they love being isolated with a chef, because they get lots of lovely meals cooked. But I've been busying myself. We've been doing some food drops for local people, so we've got involved in some community work. I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the people that have been helping me do that. It's a massive operation, and I have a newfound respect for all those involved in logistics of delivering food, packages and parcels. So yeah, a big thank you to all my volunteers. I've only paid them in fruit and veg. I think they work for about 6 carrots and 2 potatoes an hour, so absolutely brilliant. So there was nothing normal about anything at the moment. Obviously, I'm in my home. I have 4 kids, a dog. Anything could happen. None of this is sort of preempted. There's no makeup. I really am just good looking. Okay, so we're just going to cook a really quick, simple dish. Now, one thing that someone said to me the other day is that they were feeling a little bit depressed, and I said, well, one thing that's really good you can do is if you've got a nice dish or some lovely food that you can look forward to at the end of the day, that gives you one positive thing to look forward to at the end of the day. So cooking is great, eating good food is really, really good. And also getting exercise and things like that also is really, really important. I'm just going to switch you on so I can see myself as well. Just bear with me 1 minute, we'll get stuck into it. That's great, just so I can see the camera angles. Okay, right, as you can see, big thank you also to the NHS, what they're doing. Captain Tom as well yesterday, just a big happy birthday to you. So, let's face it, we've all done loads of cooking, probably a bit cooked out. That's what I hear people saying, a bit cooked out. We've done everything from fine dining, lots of pots and pans. The great thing about this dish is it is a one-pot wonder. We can pretty much one baking tray and a pan, a couple of utensils, and it's all done. So I think this can be knocked up in within 30 minutes, depending on your skill level. So we're going to go through it all. If we get time at the end, I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of butchery work as well, if we get time at the end. But I'm going to whisk through this first of all, take questions, and then hopefully have a lovely dish. Okay, so chicken Ramen chicken, whichever way around you want to pronounce it. It's basically noodles in a lovely rich broth. I'm going to improvise a little bit with the recipe today. If you've got the recipe, you can follow it, because this is a great leftover dish as well. It's a great way to get hidden veg in. It's really tasty. It's kind of a take on, it's like a healthy pot noodle, really. I call it my posh noodle. It's all fresh ingredients. It's lovely. It's low in fat. A little bit of oil in there. But that's pretty much it, but it's a lovely dish. So, to start with, we're going to need to fry off. If you're going to follow me, just try and keep up. I try not to go too quickly, and hopefully you can cook this dish along with me. If you do it later, absolutely fine, you can whisk back. So I've got my pan on there, now there's a little bit of a noise coming for that. I'm going to put my argue in a minute. A little bit, so while it's heating up, my pan, I've got my chicken breast ready to go here. So with the chicken breast, all I'm going to do, I'm going to do a half recipe today. Oh, one thing I will say, this is going to revolutionise your cooking. This bowl is going to revolutionise your cooking. Have it on your worktop. All for all your rubbish. If you want to have 2 bowls, one for food, one for general waste, whatever, keep recycling it. That's great. Because otherwise your worktop will just get cluttered with lots of peelings and all sorts of things, and every now and again just decant that in the bin. This will revolutionise your cooking. Always sharp knives as well. Whenever I pick up a knife, I'm just in the habit. I've already sharpened my knives today. Keep nice sharp knives. Never keep knives in a drawer, because what happens is it bangs around with other utensils and takes the edge off. Have a good knife block, a good steel, and then all you're going to do, 45-degree angle, over the top of the steel either side, and then just take the excess off there. Any little filings can come off there. If you just get in the habit of just doing that every time you pick up a knife, I promise you, you'll never have a blunt knife. Okay, obviously I've got a red board, red knife, so we're doing a bit of butchery work. So we're just going to butterfly these chickens. So one of these, a good large chicken breast is enough for 2 people. If you're really, really hungry and you're northern and you want to have a whole chicken breast, you can do it. Just need a little bit longer cooking in the oven. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice it. We'll be slicing it through the chicken breast. It's called butterflying. Just like that. Okay, so I've got my 2 chicken breasts. I'll do this one as well, even though I'm only going to cook 2. I'm going to do half the recipe. So if you're following me now, obviously if you're doing the full recipe and doing the 4, you do the 4. So a little bit of Chinese spice rice. It's not strictly kosher on the recipe. I just think it adds a lovely little dynamic to it. A little bit of salt as well. Lovely good sea salt. Maldon is brilliant. Get this from supermarkets these days. A lot of chefs use it. Really, really good. You don't need as much of using Maldon because it'll salt flakes, so it just sort of tingles on the tongue. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. And that way you can lower your salt content. Okay, a little bit of that on there as well. And a little bit of the. Okay. And then I'm going to pop my nice high heat in the pan. Just going to wash my hands because we're handling chicken, so just 1 second. Oh yes, before you get started, hopefully you guys all washed your hands before you got started. Okay, tiny little bit of oil. I'm going to use sesame oil. You can use veg oil, or a lot of chefs use. The lid off this. Get another one. A lot of chefs would use butter. If you use butter, you're going to get a bit more colour on it. Obviously, butter's a bit higher in fat. Chefs love using butter, but you get a lovely flavour from butter, and it also you get a bit more colour. But also sesame oil as well is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to pop that into the pan. I'm going to get a bit of colour each side. Probably you can hear the fan going and sizzling there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get Kate, my glamour assistant, going to come around, Kate. Okay, give a big round of applause if you're at home. Woo! Okay. So what I'm going to get Kate to do is I'm going to transfer this over to my my lovely Arga. I should get a bit of product placement there. And she's going to finish searing these off for me. So you want to get a bit of colour on each side, so about 2 minutes each side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop those onto a tray. There's a tray here somewhere. So we'll pop those in the tray, and they're going to go in the oven just to finish off cooking. Oven about 200 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes, and that's it. So meanwhile, we need to get ready our lovely broth. Okay. So far, all it is, chicken breast, bit of seasoning, sear off the pan. Okay, so into our broth, I've got a bit of chopped ginger, that's the ginger, chopped garlic. I've got some lovely spring onions which I chopped there. I'll just show you how to chop the spring onions. Now, chopping spring onions is, you know, if you come at an angle, they just look better. They just look better. I don't know why, it's just. So when you cut, I'm cutting at a real fine angle. So you can think about the spring onion, you're almost slicing it all the way through. A bit like a sort of slipper shape is what you're doing. You get those lovely long bits of spring onion, and when that sits in the pan, because you get those long flat sides, you get a lovely bit of colour to it as well. And allegedly, it started in times of famine in I think it was in China. The reason why you get stir fries and things like that, they had to cut the veg very thin and very, very small. They didn't have much fuel, so they had high heat, limited cooking time, didn't have any logs, and then they would just sear off the veg that way and just quick cooking. But it keeps all its nutrition in that way as well, which is really good. So what I've also got, I have some leftover. This is not any recipe. This is just because it's all about being resourceful and using things up. I've got some leftover peas in here. I've got a carrot, which is a little bit bendy. It's kind of past its best, but I don't want to waste it, okay? Because I'm on furlough at the moment as well, and money's tight, so we've got to utilise everything that we've got. Although I seem to have an endless supply of fruit and lovely fresh fruit and veg at the moment because I'm doing so much. If I see another potato or carrot in my life, I think I'm going to die. I never thought I'd say that. So I'm just going to do a lovely little julienne. Julienne means matchsticks in French. French is the international language of the kitchen. So, you know, I know some chefs about something go really, really quick. If you're doing a nice little bit of a julienne, just take your time, get some really nice fine, as you can see here. I'm going to show you, look at that. Really nice fine slices. That's how thin you want to get. If you've got a mandolin, which is something you can buy from a good cook shop, you get those lovely fine slices. So this is called a julienne. So I'm going to get a nice little julienne of carrot going here, and then I'm going to chop them the other way. So that's some julienne there, little matchsticks, and then I'm just going to chop the other way. Get some nice little brunoise because that's going to make almost like a nice little minestrone soup in a way, because that's going to add a bit of flavour to my broth as well. So that's what I'm doing, just with what I've got left over. And also I've got some lovely local Sockley Farm asparagus, which is just coming into season at the moment. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to slice that as well. That's going to go into my broth. So that's all going to go in. Okay, and I've also got my mushrooms. I've got tiny mushrooms there as well. Okay, do you have my frying pan? Oh, no, I need a frying pan. It's got the flavour on it. So with your frying pan, you don't want to wash your frying pan. You want to keep all your flavour on there. Because I'm going to cook the mushrooms now very quickly, and then I'm going to finish off my broth. Okay, so onto there. So Kate seared that chicken in 2 minutes, then it needs to go in the oven. 200 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. On the top right, nice hot oven. It's really, you've got to get your head around cooking. But if you've got an Aga, I had to completely rethink of the way I cooked, because it's all about, you don't have a temperature gauge, it's either hot or cold. So it's, we've got, top one's a roasting oven, we've got a baking oven and a warming oven. So it took a little while for me to get used to it, but I absolutely love it now. Great for bread making. Okay, so into here, I'm going to fry my mushrooms. Now, a little tip here on mushrooms. I've got a mixture of some shiitakes, and I've also just got some chestnuts in there, and also some button mushrooms. Again, I don't need any more oil. There's enough oil in there. So mushrooms are going to go in. And really important here is you want to fry your mushrooms off in small batches. Okay? You don't want to overpower mushrooms, because what happens is they just poach. I want to get a lovely bit of colour on them. And another really important thing, don't shake the pan or keep moving them around. As soon as you do, there's a very high water content in mushrooms, that comes out of the mushroom, and again, you don't get that caramelisation in colour. I want to use these more for a garnish at the end as well. So I'm just going to fry these off, put them to one side, and then I'm just going to garnish my dish up at the end. So Kate, can I just get you to finish those off for me again? I just keep shifting Kate over because I don't want, just want to show you what we're doing.
Paul, we've got a question. Can you use dehydrated mushrooms, dried mushrooms?
Well, yeah, lovely. Dehydrated mushrooms, fantastic. What you need to do, pour boiling water over them, pour boiling water over them. Leave them for about 15-20 minutes. You can get them from the supermarkets. Great thing about dried mushrooms, you can have them in your cupboard. They're not going off in your fridge, they're always there. Get some lovely porcini, some lovely flavoured mushrooms in there. Keep that stock though, really important. You've probably had a lot of cookery programs always say keep the stock. That's gold, that is. That can be used in your broth, because a lot of the flavour of dried mushrooms is in that stock. It's good for risottos, it's good for a dish like this. You can just put, you don't need too much, you can keep it, because it's got a very strong mushroomy flavour. It's lovely to keep that for different dishes and things like that. Okay, good. Right, so for the broth, I'm going to start making the broth now. So to make the broth, is that all right, Kate? You just pop those into a bowl, and then I'm just going to start on the broth. We'll get that going. Right, okay. So Kate's very quickly cook those off. Got a bit of colour on them. That's going to make up our dish at the end. I don't want to overcook the mushrooms, because I like them to have a little bit of bite in there as well. Okay, so back on the same pan. So we're still using the same pan again. Okay, I've just set the... Okay, so same pan again. Most of the oil's gone because the mushrooms have absorbed the oils. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit more sesame oil in there, not too much. just a little bit, and we're going to make our broth. So we've got my spring onions going in. Oh, an interesting way to chop. If you want an interesting tip on how to chop a bit of ginger, two things you can do. If you want to peel it, use a spoon. The spoon is a perfect tool. It gets around all those little gnarly bits. But one chef showed me how to chop ginger once. Use the back of a knife, the blunt end of a knife, and you just bash it like that, and you get all the sinews, all the sinewy bits. You miss that, and you get this lovely sort of chopped minced bit of ginger. So it's just a little technique there. So I'm going to put all my ingredients, including the peas. Where's the peas gone? I have them here. Find those somewhere. There's the peas, all going in the pan. So that's all going to go in. All of that's going to go in together. Now, stock cube. If you're using stock cube, I've got fresh chicken stock. If we get time at the end, I'm going to show you quickly how to prepare the chicken, take the breasts off, and then use the bones to make chicken stock. Great if you've got chicken stock. I make it up in batches. If you ever do roast chicken, keep those bones, put them in a pan. I've just got some. I'm going to be making a stock, fresh stock today, just with some leftover veg, some carrots, some leeks, mushrooms, and parsley stalks. It's perfect. Got lots of flavour in there from a stock. But that's going to go. I'm going to hopefully show you how to do chicken at the end, and we're going to do a lovely little stock. Okay, so just going to cook that off in the pan. Doesn't need too long. Just need to get a little bit of colour. I mean, normally I put the garlic in. I normally put the garlic in at the end because garlic, if you cook it too high, too hot, it does add a bit of a bitter flavour. But I'm just going to lightly cook this because I'm not going to overcook this because it's going to carry on cooking in the stock. Right, so here's my chicken stock, which I have. If you're using a chicken stock cube, just follow the instructions. For this recipe, if you're using a Knorr stock cube, because Knorr are very good, the little Knorr stock pots are excellent. But I've just used about a quarter of a stock cube, half a stock cube, because it's quite salty, because we're going to be adding some soy to this as well. If you're using a fresh chicken stock, you might need to add a little bit more soy. So that's going in there now, bubbling away nicely. So, and then I'm just going to add I'm doing a half recipe, my 4 tablespoons of soy, and also my mirin. If you don't have mirin, again, this is a stock, so you can improvise with it. Mirin is like a sweet and soury sort of Japanese marinade. You can use a little bit of honey, a little bit of white wine vinegar, or some sort of vinegar on there, or some lemon, some acidic and sweet in there. That could supplement a mirin very easily. So that's bubbling away. And then what I'm going to do is now, the clever thing about this dish, is I'm going to now cook,
for those that are trying to avoid gluten, can they use things like tamari as a replacement to soy sauce?
Yeah, I've heard, someone told me, is it tamari about there's some noodles you can buy, they're made from fish protein. You can buy them from Sainsbury's now. He brought a packet in for me, but they're made from fish protein. They're very, very good, and they're gluten-free. So they make an excellent alternative. But it's tamari, you get a silver spiralizer, buy them from Amazon. You could use something like some courgette or some carrot, spiralize that as well. I mean, there's so many great alternatives to noodles nowadays, particularly if you're going gluten-free for either losing weight or for health reasons. So yeah, get creative is what I say. Right, so into there. Clever thing about this is we're going to poach our eggs in the same stock that we're doing our stock in. So my eggs are going in there. Also my noodles. About 5 minutes. It's about 5 minutes for it's about 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes an egg. Really important thing, if your eggs from the fridge, then it's going to need a little bit longer, okay, because it's cold. If you want to peel eggs, which we do today, slightly older eggs are better. The fresh eggs, the shell sticks to the eggs. They're a bit of a nightmare to peel. So you'll know if you've got really fresh eggs, it'll be really hard to peel. So a slightly older egg is ideal. Loads of noodles on the market. I go to a Chinese supermarket quite often. I've got some chow mein noodles here. I've got some angel hair. But most people, actually, I'm just going to do a Sharwood's one today because you can get this from the supermarket. So I'm doing a dish for 2. That's going to go in there. I'm going to pop my lid on that, and then that's going to go into the oven. As I said, anything can happen, and my dog is going in the kitchen. What are you doing there, buddy? I'm just going to pop that on here just to simmer. Just to simmer away. Let's pop that out of the way. Okay. I'm just going to get the chicken out of the oven.
So while Paul's just tidying up there, Paul quite often will deliver cookery demonstrations to large groups of people. So if any of you sitting at home would love to do anything with your friends, families, work colleagues, teams, then do get in touch with Steve or Paul from GOTO. Or if you contact us, we can put you in touch with them. I think we all recognise that we're going to be living sort of a partial virtual world for some, and it's actually really doing these kind of things. I think everybody's done quizzes and things like that over the last few weeks, but if you want to start doing things like cooking together with friends, family and colleagues, this is just something really nice and quite fun to do. So yeah, do get in touch. Right, Paul, you look like you're ready again. I'm going to hand back to you.
So I'm just taking the chicken with chicken. That's been in for around about 7 or 8 minutes. That's cooked through 67. As long as it's above, I say 63, but I say 65. Obviously, health and safety wise, I've got to tell you, cooked chicken, make sure it's cooked all the way through. But personally, I like to cook it so it's just cooked, because chicken breast dries out very, very quickly. So it's just knowing your oven, you can get it to the right point. But I will say, another thing is you get one of these. You can buy them from a company online called Nisbets. Sell them, they're about 10 quid, digital thermometer. Great for making sure your chicken's cooked to perfection. You're doing roast beef, you get perfect medium rare, well done roast beef. You just take the temperature. That's really, really useful tool. Get it online from a lot of places. Okay, and maybe we'll do a section on chocolate, and I can do a bit of chocolate work. You know, that again is really useful. Right, so I've got my my broth ticking away there with my noodles, and I think we might just have a very quick bit of time. We could do a chicken while that's just finishing cooking off. So let's pop that on there. You just set my timer there. So set the timer for just two more minutes. 2 more minutes. Right, perfect. Right, let's see if we can do a chicken in 2 minutes. Go. Okay, so I'm just going to use it on my chicken. I'm going to show you how to break the chicken down all the way to its various different cuts, because I want to teach you how to make a stock as well. So you take the chicken, first of all. Anyone that's vegetarian, look away now, okay? What we need to do is, first of all, break the legs, you break them back, and then we just make an incision on the inside of each leg. Pop the joint out of the bone, out the joint, the one leg. Do the same to the other side. I had an event a few weeks ago, actually, before this, and my daughter, I taught my daughter how to do the chicken. We had about 50 chickens by the end of it. She was doing them as quick as I am. It's the best way. So now we got the carcass. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to just put the backbone down with the carcass, stick the knife in where the break is. That there is going to be for our chicken stock. And then we can take off. I'll show you how to do a suprema chicken as well, which is quite interesting. So I'm just going to take the 2 little winglets off. Really important, whenever you're chopping chicken, we're preparing chicken, you try and find out where the joints are, because the knife will go through nice and smooth with the joints. Right, so now we take the breast off. So what we do, like filleting a fish, you'll see that there's a natural line down the spine that you can follow with your knife. Really important, a sharp knife is essential for this. And then you're just using the tip of the knife just to take the breast away. And then you'll find out where the wing bone is there. And you take that off, just like that. And then this carcass that we're left with at the end is perfect for, never throw that away. You know, that's got loads of flavour in it. You can make a lovely little chicken stock out of that. So that there will go in my stock. That there will also go into my stock. So if you remember earlier, I had my pan there, so I put all my veg in there, bring that to the boil, let it simmer for 4 to 5 hours, absolutely beautiful. That there is called a supreme. So you can, if you're doing a cross chicken ramen, you can actually leave the bone on. You can see what I did there. So I'm doing things without even thinking about it. I want to do just prepping up and just running the knife around the bone there, just like that. I'm just taking the meat off, and that there is called a supreme. So when you can see you've got the bone there, and that's a lovely little garnishing dish that you can use for garnish, or you can just take that off as well. So there you go, there's a chicken in about 2-3 minutes, done. Just going to wash my hands 1 second. And then we're going to put this dish together. Okay. That's fine. So put my eggs to one side. Okay, you can just peel that egg. Pressure. It's hot, Kevin. Just pop your water. You can pop your egg in some cold water. Get yourself a glamorous assistant like Kate, who can put that all together for you. That's what you need in the kitchen. Everyone needs a glamorous assistant. Okay. So noodles pretty much ready. Could maybe do with a minute more, but I'm just going to go with them for now because I want to serve this up and get this ready. Little talk on garnishing here. What I did is I sliced very finely some chilli earlier on, and also some of the spring onions, and I just put it into some water, and they curl up like that. They go lovely, really nice for garnishing. Chefs love toppings. Whenever we're doing presenting, we're chopping things up, we're just putting, you know, sort of toasted this and so lots of little different toppings on. So it's great for presenting, as you'll see. Okay. Right. Okay. So I have my bowl.
Paul,
Hopefully you've all got one of these. Yeah.
Paul, how did you slice those chilies? Like the spring onions that look.
I'll show you. So with the chili, the spring onion, all I did was we'll take them off. There we go. Sharpen the knife, it's nice and sharp. Take off any of those filings. So with all I do is I slice through in half. So I sliced it in half, as you can see. And then all I did is I just sliced it again another couple of times just to make some really fine, sort of what we call julienne, with matchsticks. And then you just put those in some water, nice and fine like that. And you just put that into some water, which I did just before we started the session. And that's when it all curls up like that. So that's all it is, just that finely sliced put in water. The magic happens in the water. So if we're doing a chili, nice and fine with a chili, and I just do it very fine angles like that. Again, it's all about those sort of slicing it really nice and thin like that, and at that angle as well. And I pop that in the water, and that again is just curled up, as you can see. You'll see, I'll show you the dish in a minute, and that's a lovely sort of little finish to the dish. Okay, so let's pop that all to one side. Presenting the dish. It's all come together, lovely. Right, we have a spoon, large serving spoon, and a roasting fork. Probably got one of these in your drawer knocking around. You very rarely use it apart from Christmas time. What we're going to basically do is a giant knife and fork and spoon to make a lovely little sort of twist. It's a presenting thing. These have got lots of tips and tricks on presenting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up my noodles like this, and that broth has thickened as well a little bit with the noodles and all the flavour of the mushrooms, all the flavour of the chicken's in there. We fried. So as you can see, I'm just twizzling around as much or as little as you want. That's going to go in the centre of my plate like that. And I'm just going to take a nice little bit of that broth, and that's going to go all the way around, making sure I get some of that lovely, nutritious, healthy veg there as well. So put and that's absolutely lovely. And it's very fresh, this as well, vibrant. It's a delicious dish. It's really, really nice and quick and easy. Oh, my kids absolutely love it. So with my chicken, Kate says I'm like Frank Spencer. I keep putting things down on loose things. Where's the chicken? There's a generation gap right there. For those of you who remember Frank Spencer, you must be over 40, I think. Right, so for the chicken, so I've got my chicken. I'm going to slice the chicken again at an angle. Everything looks better at an angle, just remember that. Just a nice angle. That's going to go onto my dish like that. And those lovely mushrooms, where's your mushrooms? Mushrooms over there. And I always do this before I do the egg to make sure that the egg is perfectly cooked, because what you want is a nice little bit of yolkiness in there, ideally. I'm just going to put the mushrooms to one side. You can present them however you want. I mean, you can put them in the broth if you want, however you want to do it. Absolutely fine. There's lovely caramelised mushrooms, and then the egg. This is live, remember, so anything can happen. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Probably slightly over, but you can see it's got a little bit of yolkiness to it there. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. 1 or 2 per serving, and then get your topping on there. And the great thing about garnishing at the end with some lovely fresh spring onions, any fresh veg you get on the end, is it adds a lovely little bit of crunch to it. And the great thing as well, if you're doing it, is for the kids, is that there's no chili in it. You can add your chili and spike it with the chili at the end. So as much or as little as you want that chili over the top. Again, and nice little bit of some colour, some coriander as well. And there we go. See if you can get a look at that there. Ooh. So there's the dish there, as you can see.
Yum, yum.
Got my eggs there. Got all my lovely chicken and that lovely veg on top. And that's really tasty, nutritious, and really, really nice. So that is chicken ramen in about 35, 40 minutes, and I managed to do a chicken as well and talk to you about stock. So does anyone have any questions? I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you managed to keep up. I hope we've got some lovely dishes there. There you go, poppy, you don't like chili, but you can have that cake. So does anyone have any questions at all?
Paul, thank you very much. That looks absolutely delicious. I'm sitting here. I haven't had my lunch yet, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'd quite like to have my lunch. Has anyone actually made one? Do you want to hold, if anyone's made one?
Yeah, let's see some. Let's
take a look. I could see a few people were cooking away there, and hopefully you're going to go and enjoy them as well. So we've got Shrek and Fiona saying a really yummy lunch has come through on the chat. Does anyone have any questions? I think we sort of answered a few as we went along there about alternatives. If you're avoiding gluten, I think you were saying about egg noodles and things like that. Our gluten-free noodles are available, and you can use tamari.
I'm trying to get the name of those fish protein noodles, because apparently they're really, really good.
Great. Oh, Zoe Rigby, I can see her. She's sharing her dish. Looks wonderful. I
can't see them at the moment. I'll have to have a look at them. Take some pictures. I'll have a look.
Brilliant.
Well, I'll tell you what we could do. I'll tell you what. Why don't they send the pictures in, and we could send a medal out. If we get an address, we can send a medal out, a MasterChef medal, to whichever one we think is the best. Can we do that? Can we do that?
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. So if you want to take a picture of your finished dish, do send it to hello@motivationinisolation.co.uk, and Paul and Steve will be the judges, and then they can send out medals. So send us your picture. And then we'll contact you if you are the winner. I've got a question here, Paul. How would you cook the supreme chicken? Yes, that was great. I've always wanted to know how to take a chicken apart. So I couldn't believe how fast you did it. I'm going to have to try and remember that. But really wonderful. So how
there's lots of things online you can look at. But what I want to try and tell people is that this is a time when we've got to use things more. You know, don't throw. You know, when you buy, you think about when you buy 2 chicken legs, you buy a breast. You know, you're paying the same price you pay for a whole chicken. Buy the whole chicken, keep the carcass, make a stock out of the carcass. You can make soup out of that. It's great for gravies, anything like that. It's got loads of flavour in it. So it's just about being more resourceful. And stock's a great way of using old veg up as well. If I've got old mushrooms or carrots or whatever, they all go in the stock pot.
Brilliant. So how would we cook that supreme chicken once we've taken it off the
Okay, so the chicken supreme, I'm going to be doing a lovely fricassee of chicken, which goes really well with supreme. Again, I would sear it either side. If you're doing it, again, the great thing about fricassee of chicken, maybe that's one we can do, is it basically needs cooked in its own sauce. It's a French dish. So then we use the bones that are left over to make the gravy and the stock. You sear it either side. Again, that's how I do all my chicken. Sear it, put it in the oven, keeps it nice and moist. High heat. I mean, the arg is great because it's radiant heat from the outside, which is really, really good. But yeah, hot oven to 200, 220. Just make sure the chicken's cooked, but not too cooked, but make sure it's cooked through, but not left in the oven for hours and hours. And because you've got that little bit of bone on as well, funny enough, it keeps a little bit of flavour in there as well. So it's just searing it each side into the oven. Look up a chicken fricassee recipe. That's absolutely great. You know, utilising the whole chicken. That's really good. And also, if you're roasting a chicken, what I would say is take the legs off. You can use those for anything you want. Oh, I'll show you something very quickly actually with the chicken. We have barbecue season coming up, so what I'm just going to quickly show you is how to do some little drumettes. So with a chicken drumstick, just run your knife around the top, okay, and then just take the chicken down to the bottom like that, and that there makes a lovely little lollipop of chicken. You can marinate that in some barbecue sauce, or just cook it like that if you want to, or you could just put some honey with it, like a nice little Chinese marinade, whatever, some soy. Lovely. But that's the lovely little one to do on the barbecue. People love it.
Great. And when we're using that thermometer, which is a great tip to get one of those actually, what sort of temperature should we be aiming for in the chicken breast?
Chicken 63 and above, but they say it needs to hold at 63 for I think about 2 or 3 minutes. So I say, just to be safe, go 65, then you know you're safe. But yeah, please don't undercook it. As a sort of health and safety, I've got to say, obviously, make sure it's really, really cooked through. But what I'm saying is, don't leave the chicken breast in there for half an hour and you've just got this hard thing come out. You want to make sure that it's, you've got to get your timings right. You've got to get a learn to oven a little bit. But that's why if you get a thermometer, it's absolutely great. So you can stick it. Just make sure, what some people do is push it all the way through. The tip of that thermometer has to go into the centre of the breast in order to get the accurate temperature.
I really liked all your tips for not wasting kind of the ends of vegetables and to make that chicken stock. I think we always think chicken stock is just one of those really easy things to buy in the supermarket, just to buy in the cubes or to buy in the packets. But actually, we've got everything there when we're creating it. So that's a really great thing. And with the stock, can you freeze it if you don't want to use it immediately?
Mine's all frozen. I can go and I've got bags of the stuff in my freezer. I make oodles of chicken stock. It's perfect for freezing. That's a very good point. Get yourself some little Tupperwares, pop them in the freezer. I mean, I've got a vac machine because I'm a chef and I've got a vac machine. Buy backpack bags and stack them up in the freezer and then just pull them out as when I need them. But yeah, perfect for freezing. And also with your mushroom stock, if you've got a bit of mushroom stock, have that in there as well. And also things like ginger. I mean, I've got in my freezer ginger because you might buy a whole stem of ginger, but then you might not use it all, and then it's just in your veg drawer drying out. So put that into the freezer, and it freezes down fine. And then you've always got a little stockpile. And you haven't got to order more ginger later. I always find that's a really useful one to freeze down, because when recipe requires it, you've always got it in your freezer.
Yeah, really, really useful tips. I found that I'm now doing these kind of quite large weekly shops, and I haven't got the balance right. I'm ending up with loads of stuff left over, and sort of other than making endless vegetable soup, I'm not always quite sure what to do with it. So actually, just sometimes just chopping up the vegetables and popping them in the freezer is a really, really great way. And we definitely need to be conserving more.
We had loads of broccoli left over. So all I did was got a freezer bag and I chopped up all my little florets, and I've now, instead of letting it go off in the freezer, I've got it in the freezer, ready to go. And even my garlic. There's my ginger, I've proved it. Frozen ginger there, and I've got some frozen garlic, so we have loads of garlic. Absolutely fine, keeps it nice and fresh as well. So, all good.
Brilliant. Well, Paul, thank you very, very much. I think those that have made their dishes probably want to go up and eat them while they're still warm, and those that make them probably really, really want to get going. So thank you everyone for participating and for asking lots of questions and things on the chat. I hope you enjoy your chicken ramen. I'd like to say really thank you to Paul and to Steve. So thank you very, very much for coming on today. And we, as I said, we have recorded, so we will be sharing the link with you. If any of you do want to get groups of people together to do some private cooking sessions, then do get in touch and we can help you with those, either through ourselves or through Steve and Paul at GOTO. So we will be sending you all the links for these, so do feel free to get in touch with us. And for any of you who would like to join more motivation and isolation events, they're all free. You can register for those on the Eventbrite page where you registered for this one today. So we are doing lots more around. We've got sleep next week, breath work. We've got some personal coaches coming on to talk to you about if you want to start setting goals and things like that. So there is lots coming up, and all the videos from previous events are all also available on the Test Global Events website. So I've got a message from Shrek and Fiona saying, please ask Paul to do another one. Ready, and I think we'd
yeah,
really
I love
like to.
So, I love it. I love it. Yeah. I love you guys as well. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Paul. It was wonderful. I made it with tofu.
Oh, I love it. Great. Yes. My goodness, you might get some extra points for creativity on that one.
Yes, take your pictures and send them to us. Yeah.
Chocolate making. Become badly creative.
The craziness of Zoom starts at the end of these calls. We have chocolate making. And Paul is a master chocolatier, so yeah. So watch this space, and we've got all of your emails now. So if we're doing another one, we promise that we will email you, so you can come back and join us. So Paul, any last words from you?
No, stay safe. Goodbye. God bless you all.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for giving up your time to join us today. We really appreciate it, and have a really, really super weekend and enjoy that chicken ramen. Bye.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. We'll see you in pictures.